Welcome to ITV Gold. Joining us today is Swaraj Nandan, co-founder and director of KIC UnivAssist, an organization committed to advancing global engagement in higher education. KIC stands for Knowledge Initiatives and Communication, and UnivAssist collaborates with over 450 universities and thousands of schools across more than 70 countries to help students find the right fit institutions for their higher studies. Swaraj is here to talk about an exciting and impactful initiative, the International Summer Camp at Govardhan Eco Village, a unique program that blends sustainability, Indian culture, and global learning for high school students from around the world. Let's find out more. Welcome to ITV Gold, Swaraj.
Thank you for having me, Nidhi.
Pleasure. Let's start with the questions right away. I'm very excited to learn about this global eco village. Sounds very exciting. You want to talk about that right away?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because I think that it provides such an amazing opportunity for our Indian diaspora. Because, like all of us do during summer vacations, we end up in India. And, our children, it's so hot, they can't go outside to play. They are typically on their devices. And especially when they're in high school, there is this guilt for the parents that I'm keeping them away from what they might be able to do here and do some resume building activities, do something that's really impactful to their careers. And I think that's where Govardhan Eco Village really fits in, because it's close to Mumbai. It's only a 2-hour drive away. It's a completely gated community that offers a lot of learning, both in terms of India immersion, so learning about India, but in addition, it's one of the premier locations from a sustainability standpoint. So the entire location is fully sustainable. They have water harvesting, they have soil regeneration, they recycle their plastics. And all of that, so close to Mumbai, right? So I think it gives a lot of things back to these students, and in the summer camp format, which us, students in America are very familiar with. So I think it's a great way to utilize your summer in India.
Doesn't it get too hot there? You said like summer vacation and we're too scared to go in the summers. So what about sustainability? These are not air-conditioned eco villages, are they?
So I'm glad you asked that question. So from all the worldly comforts, all of them are there. So actually their residences are fully air-conditioned.
Wow.
Right? And so are the classrooms. Because this was built with keeping the international traveler in mind.
I had something like a Gurukul in mind, like something like that.
It is like a Gurukul, and those opportunities are there if you want to take advantage of that. So in the morning, there is a morning havan or that happens. And if the child is interested to learn more about their Indian roots, they can go and attend that. But it's optional, right? They have a restaurant, Govinda's, on campus where you will go and you will have fully vegetarian food, right in the morning, lunch and dinner, right? So all of those things are there, but they're all air conditioned. Your classrooms are air conditioned. You're being taught by people who are IIT, MTechs and BTechs from IIT.
Wow.
Right? And that's the kind of knowledge that they're applying to make the community sustainable, right? Those are the things. So the pond, the reservoir, the water reservoir that was designed by the monks who stay there, right? The machines that are being, so actually if you see their water, which is their sewage water, is actually recycled through this regeneration system, which is fully using microorganisms. It's actually patented with GEV and IIT Mumbai. It's a joint thing. And the water, when it comes out of that regeneration thing, is good enough for agricultural purposes. So
Wonderful.
I think there's a lot of learning that the students can gain from a sustainability standpoint, as all of us are moving towards a sustainable living. Also, there are 400 villages around that the Govardhan Eco Village community supports. And so there's also a lot of volunteer opportunities that, our students are looking for to put on their resumes. So that is something that can really shine, in terms of the experiences that they can gain during summer.
Can parents come with their kids?
So for the camp, of course, it's a camp focused on high school students. But parents can definitely there are residential facilities available, so parents can come and they can stay there. Or because the camp runs from Monday to Friday, what they can do is they can come and they can stay over during Saturday and Sunday, and the child can join them. So that's certainly an option.
What subjects are they taught in the classrooms?
So right now, the two things that they are focusing on is India immersion as well as sustainability. So from a sustainability standpoint, there will be lectures delivered specifically on sustainability, where the earth is right now, looking at some STEM pieces, also looking at, from an environmental and soil regeneration, from a water harvesting standpoint, what is happening in the community and how can we all move in that direction. So those would be the subjects predominantly focused on during the week.
What about something on spirituality or Upanishads or Ramayana and Mahabharata?
Right, so they'll be touched upon during the India immersion program. And again, the community can go really deep in any of those pieces, right? But we also want to make sure that the child feels comfortable going there. So on campus, there is an Ayurveda center. There is a yoga center. So if they are looking for those experiences, they can actually get that. But we want it to be a comfortable community. The student is going to have Wi-Fi access throughout. So I just want to make sure that all the worldly comforts are there. But, when our children are going there, they are finally coming from the Western world. We want to make sure that they love their Indian roots. So it will all be there around them, but at the pace at which they want to learn.
But the cell phones and the use of Instagram, is that going to be allowed as well?
So during the day when the classrooms, they are either in classrooms or they are actually being immersed in some fun activities around, we will discourage phone usage. But post that, when they are on their own, we want to make sure that they are in touch with their parents. So yes, they will be allowed. In fact, what we'll make sure is they are having so much fun outside with their friends that have come from all around the world that they don't spend too much time by default on their phones.
So this is basically a summer camp, or do you have like some classes or some kind of school that goes on in this eco village throughout the year?
So during the year, actually, many of the monks who are there are actually conducting sessions at either IIT or even so this community has been awarded by the United Nations. So in fact, they are working with the United Nations to drive sustainability efforts around the world. So the experts that we have, at Govardhan Eco Village are world renowned, and the advantage is that our children will have the opportunity to actually learn from them one-on-one.
You have the monks also taking these classes.
That is correct.
Gauranga Das would be one of them.
That is correct. They will have an opportunity to...
A big fan following that guy has, I can tell you.
Yes, he has over 2 million Instagram followers. So he is very popular and he's a thorough gentleman. I would love to be in that summer camp with these children, but that's the opportunity that they will have this summer.
Okay, I'll come back to that. Talking about UnivAssist and a global force that it has become in higher education engagement, what inspired you to start this journey? And how did the idea for an international summer camp at Govardhan Eco Village come about? How were you able to combine these two?
This is a fascinating story, so I hope you have a few minutes to hear about it. So I was, before this interview started, I was telling you about what my journey has been, coming from India as an international student to the United States. I already had my engineering degree. I already had an MBA from a really renowned institution in India. I came here during the dot-com boom to really take my learning to the next stage. I got a master's in marketing analysis from University of Maryland, joined Citigroup, and I was a banker. That is what everyone aims to be, for the next 10 years. And then came a time when, my current co-founder kept asking me, how long in life are you going to go on earning a livelihood by charging people late fees on their credit cards? And so, do something really good in life, impact people on an education standpoint. And that is what I did, right? Like, so we co-founded KIC UnivAssist with the idea of being the bridge so that students can help find their own good fit universities around the world. So that's what we've been doing for the last 15 years. Happy to say that, our organization is now helping more than 400 more than 400 odd institutions around the world in their engagement with 20 plus countries. So just this fall alone, we'll be in India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Vietnam, Indonesia, Singapore, Oman, Qatar, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Brazil, Mexico, Ecuador, Colombia, and many more. So, and it's so empowering that in these places we go and we are able to help youth make choices, right? There have been times, I remember this one instance where I was in Brazil and we had conducted a workshop for students about what their opportunities are in the world. And there was this really shy girl who was standing in a corner, and her mom basically pushed her. And then she came and she told me that they had traveled 2 hours to come to that workshop. And now she knew what opportunities lied ahead of her in life. And she was so grateful. And, every such instance that happens around the world propels us to do even more, because what you have done is you made that slight change in their life, in their career progression, and they are able to dream of going somewhere they had not dreamt of before. So it's really, that's what keeps us young. That's what keeps me young. And that's what propels us to do more. So now coming to GEV, how did that come about? So we've been doing this in many, many countries around the world. And Gauranga Das ji actually came to one of our conferences, one of our events as a keynote speaker. When he realized what we are doing, he basically said, you have to come and you have to help us bring more international students to India so that they can understand what's the depth of knowledge that we have in India. Make them understand India, so the India immersion piece comes in, but also sustainability. How can we all move towards a more sustainable living? And that's how the Govardhan Eco Village thing came about. We're happy to announce that we will have students from University of Denver going to Govardhan Eco Village in December. We've already had students from MIT, students from Harvard going to Govardhan Eco Village, more so, for 6 months so that they can gain a deeper experience. But the idea that we could bring in high school students and just for them to get a taste of what's that side of India, the spiritual India and also the sustainable India. That's where we are trying to move it to.
Is there an exchange program for university students?
Right now there
said
isn't.
6 months?
Right now there isn't, but we will move in that direction.
Of course, then we would be talking about visas.
Yes, definitely I can say that it's been easier for American citizens to go to India. That has become much easier. Of course, the students coming to the US, we are going through some ups and downs. I know the last month has been quite concerning for many students. But there was some happy news that came late last week that the visa appointments have been restarted.
Right.
That was on June 18th, if I remember correctly. So for the 20 days before that, from May 28th through June 18th, I think people were a little concerned about whether they will get appointments or not. But one thing I will tell you, we've been around 15 years, right? So we've seen this happen even during the pandemic. There was a phase when it was quite concerning, but the US State Department, I have to commend them. They've done an amazing job. Every year in the June-July time frame, they come up with visa appointments just for students, so that students can get priority and they can actually reach the universities that they want to get to. So I'm fairly confident that they'll be able to swing it again this year.
Great. The camp promises a life-changing experience for high schoolers. What sets it apart from traditional summer programs?
I think there is one key difference, and which is that the India immersion, and as you were saying, connecting with your roots and spirituality in a place which is completely sustainable. I think it's hard to imagine a place like that so close to Mumbai, in the hustle and bustle of Mumbai. But you get to this place and you're just surrounded by greenery all around. There's a mountain in the background. There's a river that flows through the place, and you have temples all around. Beautiful temples where there's aarti every morning and night. But it's up to you. Do you want to get that experience? Then you can do that. I mentioned the Ayurveda Center for kids who have allergies. There is a separate kitchen that is right connected to the Ayurveda Center, so that doctors prescribe the food that they eat, and they can have nut free and all sorts of food. If they even have some medical ailment, they will be taken care of there. So from a care and consideration standpoint, the community has already built it in such a way that all our first world comforts are there, because they do get a lot of people who come there for yoga from international countries. So all those things have already been taken care of.
So is there like a small clinic or a hospital?
They actually do have doctors at the clinic, inside the Govardhan Eco Village.
And I saw there's a pool as well on the website.
There is a pool.
Yes.
There is a pool. So I know you mentioned that it gets very hot. So there is a pool, that the students will have access to.
Can you share a glimpse into a typical day at the camp, from learning activities to cultural immersion?
Sure. So as I mentioned, right in the morning, if they want, they can go for the morning puja or the morning havan, followed by breakfast. Post that, they would have a 3-hour classroom activity, which will focus on learning about India, learning about sustainability. That is what it will typically focus. They will break for lunch in the afternoon and a little bit of rest, post which in the evening they will have team building activities. And the team building activities will also typically focus on something which will be a key takeaway from a India immersion or sustainability standpoint. So that's the idea. And the idea is for them to do that so we have options to do it for 5 days, or you can do it for 2 weeks in a row.
Wonderful. What is the cost or the package that that would, I'm assuming, include the travel, stay, and everything, right?
That's correct. So the student will be either picked up at the Mumbai airport, or they can actually, your parents can drop their kids directly to Govardhan Eco Village, which is, as I mentioned, only 2 hours away. The cost for a week was $750, but Govardhan Eco Village actually came up with some scholarships. And so this year we are only offering it for $550 a week, which if you really think about it, it's a little over $100 a day. That includes accommodation, that includes all their meals and the learning that comes with it. So we think it's a great opportunity.
Travel is not included.
The international travel obviously is not included. From Mumbai, yes, we from the airport we will pick them up and drop them back to the airport if the parents so choose.
It sounds wonderful, actually. Like, as you gave the breakdown, it's like just $100 per day, less than that. So it sounds good. I think it should be pretty doable for everybody here. The summer camps here are very expensive, so to speak.
That's
and
correct.
This is like a bonus. You're actually going to India to experience this firsthand.
And that is what the thinking was, that the students may already be there with their parents. They may be in a different city. If so, they're a high school student, they can fly to Mumbai and we'll just pick them right from the airport. We'll take them to go over the Eco Village. They can have the 5-day thing and we'll drop them back at the airport.
So is this the cost for the international students, or students from India can also come?
Students from India can also come. The cost remains the same.
Okay.
The cost remains the same.
Good to know.
And we have students who have already signed up from Dubai, students who have signed up from India, from the US.
What is the capacity of this place? How many students can you have?
So actually we can have 100 students a week. We're not aiming for that. We want it to be a more personalized experience. So we're aiming to have between 20 and 30 students during the week. So that they can actually make some really good friendships that last them for a lifetime.
And the rooms are like double occupancy?
That's correct. So the rooms
Okay.
are twin sharing. They have 2 twin beds. There's an attached bathroom. There is filtered the Bisleri water inside the room. So there's a dispenser. There is a table, there's a chair, there are 2 closets. So the kids can. So and it's fully air conditioned. So as I mentioned, they're all all regular comforts that we would enjoy here that are available in the room.
And it's a safe gated community.
It's a safe gated community. In fact, there are 2 gates. So there's an outside gate, and for you to get into the residential places, that's another gated thing. And you have a band. Only when you show a band can you get in. The transportation inside the entire eco village is by electric golf carts. So
Wow.
you can, everything is walkable, but there are golf carts going everywhere. So you will just be you can go from the mandir to the place to eat, and then actually the walk between the place where they will live and the place where they will eat is literally 2 minutes. So they will not be dependable on the golf cart to do that.
And you said they can also visit the villages that are supported by...
That's correct. That will be planned. So that will be a planned excursion. There will be a planned hike. There is a mountain, as I mentioned. So there is a fort on the mountain. So we would probably do early in the morning, considering the temperatures. So they can spend half a day there and then come back. But those are the kinds of activities we will do. The Govardhan Eco Village also provides lunch to a lot of the schools in the villages that are around. So they may have an opportunity to go with one of those things, volunteer, serve food, and also
Beautiful.
interact with the local children in their local schools.
Wonderful. Who can apply, and how can interested students or schools get involved?
That's great. So who can apply? So this program is focused on grades 8th through 12th. We think that the best times would be the summer between their 8th to 9th grade or 9th to 10th grade. I think the 11th to 12th grade gets a little bit close to your college application.
Right.
But those earlier summers, I think that would be the perfect time for kids to apply. And what they can do is to get more information about how they can apply, they can actually go to our website, so www.univassist.com, and they will see a summer camp and a study abroad thing, and right there is the link for them to apply and get more information.
So these are like individual students. Have you kind of approached the school board or different schools about this?
That is a great question. Yes, we have. As I was explaining to you about UnivAssist, we work with over 1,000 high schools and colleges around the world. So we have absolutely sent them the information. And in the future, we will also look to have straight away 20 kids from one school or 30
Right.
kids from one school to come and do it.
Because parents would feel like safer, like, it's coming from the school and, so...
That's correct, and I think we're only thinking about it because it's in the international context. But
Right.
out here, our kids go to sleepaway camps all the time,
Yeah.
and we seem to be okay with it.
Yeah,
So
because it's like going thousands of miles into a foreign country.
True. I agree with you, but I can assure you it's one of the safest communities. In fact, there's more people really looking to make sure that kids are having a great time and are completely safe. So even the twin sharing things that we mentioned, we will make sure that obviously they're it's the same gender things on a certain floor.
So as a parent, I feel very assured, and all my concerns are met. And thank you so much, Swaraj, for this conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure.